We're here in Manchester, New Hampshire, here with Andrew Breitbart. Andrew, what is it like to be the most hated man in all conservative media?
Is the vote happened, or is it just sort of?
We're tabulating. They're tabulating.
I would say I hate to brag, but I think that the vote doesn't need to be taken. You can see I was checking into the Hilton Garden Inn, and I could see familiar faces from the alphabet networks.
Yes.
And they just looked at me and said, "Oh my God, there's that guy." So yeah, I'm the skunk. And I must say I like it because the Tea Party was where I got my mojo, where all the things that had been building up inside in me that I knew that I couldn't say in the checkout aisle at Whole Foods. I said, "Am I
You elitist.
I am. I'm a 1% elitist. I eat foie gras and prosciutto and all those things. And I'm in line there thinking, that doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense. But am I going to say that aloud and face the consternation of my peers? And I started to get my sea legs going to tea parties, meeting people, and people would say, keep doing what you're doing. And then the more that I did it, the more public I got, the more people in Hollywood at that Whole Foods come up to me. People that I just assume are leftist freaks come up and tap me on the shoulder and whisper, "I'm on your side, keep going." There are more of us than there are of them. That is what I know for a fact, and that's why the left uses this form of intimidation in order to keep people in line.
You retweet some of the most just vile, racist stuff that people send to you, and I'm glad you
Against me, attacks
no,
against me.
no. Stop.
Yeah.
You're not saying it, but people send these things to you, and I just can't even imagine. First of all, typing it. Second of all, hitting send. I mean, it's amazing that these people think this, and then they actually send it to you. But for you to retweet it, I think is very cool. So you see what people really are out there saying.
Well, I don't. If somebody could find me the corollary on the left of Andrew Breitbart, somebody who's hated, I'm sure there is. Keith Olbermann. I'd like for him to retweet the hate that comes from the right and see if it's as vile as what comes from the left. Mind you, the right doesn't run around saying empathy, empathy, political correctness, tolerance, tolerance. And the reason I do it is to show, to the point of absurdity, the degree to which tolerance is a one-way street. It's tolerate us for our excesses, tolerate us for our moral relativism, tolerate us for our bad behavior, but we will not tolerate you. And my goal isn't, I mean, it's almost ironic that I'm here because I'm not a political race kind of guy. I'm the one that wants to go mano a mano with the SEIU leadership. I want to go against the whatever Acorn is taken on. I want to go down against the Occupy people who are across the street here at the Radisson in Manchester. I want to get into the faces of these people and confront them on their bad ideas and on their class warfare and their attitude, which is intentionally, in an Alinsky fashion, trying to pit Americans against each other. This class warfare has got to stop. That's the battle that I want to do, and the best way to do it is to expose these leftists for who they are. They're totalitarians in nature. It's just the strain of leftism. This is not your mother's Democratic Party. This is not classical liberalism. This is world-class Karl Marx trench class warfare.
What you just said, you tweeted a few weeks ago that your mission is going to be talking about the differences between Occupy liberalism and classic liberalism. Is this something you're going to be working on coming up?
I'm finding one of the reasons why ABC, CBS, and NBC don't like to have me on is because when I talk, when I go on the Bill Maher show, I can joke with those people. I'm a secular Jew from West LA who goes to Whole Foods every day, so I know how to speak in the vernacular of these people, and I've convinced many people to come to this side. I want to sway people from the left to the right, and I went out to dinner about a week and a half ago with a very well-known professor who had a background. I think he was the manager of Bob Dylan, and he considers himself a liberal. Thought he was going to hate me by the end of the dinner. We were yucking it up, and he wanted to take back classical liberalism in the Democratic Party. He recognized that this strain of the Democratic Party is an anathema to everything that he believes. I think that there is common ground, but that common ground does not include the left, the radical left, the professoriate, the politically correct left, the Barack Obama left, the Jan Schakowsky left, the Congressional Black Caucus hard left. These people are nasty.
Do you think that there is an issue in 2012? Is Barack Obama beatable, or are you concerned about his chances of re-election?
Barack Obama is beatable, but not by any of the people that are on the Republican thing. If Barack Obama loses, it's because the circumstances in this country are so dire that it's an anti-Barack Obama vote. I don't think anyone that is running for the presidency right now could beat him by merits of who that person is and what their accomplishments are and how that person resonates with the center-right in this country and the base. It's going to be an anti-Obama vote or nothing, and I think that he could very well lose because he keeps doubling down on his failed policies.
There was a video where you were at an Occupy rally, and I think it was SEIU, like assigned somebody to you to like shadow you everywhere you went. What does that feel like?
It feels validating. It's fun. I walked there. I walked into this group of people. It was SEIU. This is the first week. It was the remnants of Acorn. They were protesting in front and invading a Bank of America, which is exactly what SEIU and Acorn have been fighting against, including Barack Obama as a lawyer for Acorn against Bank of America. So this allegedly grassroots entity has SEIU, Acorn, and guess what? They're targeting Bank of America. And I go there, and they're like, "We know who you are," and the guy followed me everywhere. It was found humor. It was telling. It shows, I use the word totalitarian when I describe leftists. That's what they are. They see no irony in assigning on camera a minder who's going to make sure that I see what I need to see. And whenever I got them to react, such as the simple question, capitalism, thumbs up or thumbs down, and everybody was boo, boo, boo. The minder caught on camera was saying, no, 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 and you see one poor sap going like this, and he's like, "Ah!" Like he tries to stop in midstream because the minder told him to do otherwise. I love the left. They're so predictable. They're lemmings. I'm telling you, you can go to a protest group, and you can get them to chant things. If you saw another protest that I did in Palm Springs, at the very end on rollerblades, I said, "Come on, guys, it's been a long day. Let's go to Applebee's." And half of the group towards the back started to dissipate and follow me. And on Twitter, you could see we're going to the post rally at the anti-Coke post event at Applebee's. They're lemmings, I'm telling you.
All right, last question here at NRA News. Fast and Furious, a very big topic for us. Unfortunately, not covered at all in the mainstream media. You guys at Breitbart TV cover it yourselves. Why is it such a taboo issue? How come it was one question about it in all the Republican debates. Why is Fast and Furious being so ignored in the mainstream media?
Because it makes Watergate look like, the ice capades. It's such a hideous narrative that if the media focused on it for 2 minutes, like they were forced to focus on the Wiener story, they didn't want to cover it. The second that they covered it, the Wiener story, the American people were like, let's get rid of this bozo, and it forced a tsunami of reactions. The second that the media covers it and puts the narrative out there, the American people will be aghast. The second that the American people are aghast, subpoenas start flying, and the Holder Justice Department can no longer do all of the shenanigans that they're involved in. We see what happened. We will see one of the most horrifying acts of politicizing the Justice Department, politicizing our government for the pursuit of electoral ends, for the pursuit of ideological ends, and at the expense of hundreds of dead Mexicans and one very symbolic dead border agent.
Andrew Breitbart, thanks for your time. I appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.